Hollyland Lark M2s is, at least up until this point, my favourite mini wireless mic system that I've ever tested. Okay folks, so today we're taking a look at the Hollyland Lark M2s, which is the latest wireless mic system from the company, and this is going to be absolutely perfect for vloggers. It does join a list of other, mini mic models from other companies, but I think the features and just the downright audio quality that this thing offers is definitely going to make it a competitive choice, and I've got to say it's one of my favourite mini mic systems that I've used. So I've got the full combo pack here, which Hollyland were kind enough to send me so that I could bring this video to you. Although if you don't need, for example, both receivers, then you can get a more rundown version, which will still give you the same great audio quality, but without packing in some of the hardware that you're not going to be using. But you will still get the charging hub. In my case, for the full combo pack, you get 2 receivers, 2 transmitters and the charging hub, along with all the necessary cables. Although for most setups, for example, if you're going to be filming with your USB-C phone, then you're not going to need any of the cables. So we have one of the receivers here, which is the USB-C receiver. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It's really lightweight. It doesn't require its own power because it will just draw power from the device you plug it into. But the other thing I like about this is it does have a pass-through port on the one side. That's optional, but say for example I wanted to charge my mobile phone whilst also using the Lark M2s, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. I didn't expect this, but I tried plugging this in to my Osmo Pocket 3 camera into the USB-C port on that, and it worked. I didn't have to change any settings in the camera software. I just plugged this in and I was able to capture audio through the M2s directly into my Pocket 3. And the second receiver here is going to be ideal for those of you that are using a more traditional camera setup. It does have the cold shoe on the back for mounting, and the cable is included in the box for that. But one thing I also want to mention included is you do get a Lightning to USB-C cable adapter. So yeah, if you have an older iPhone, then you can still use it with this USB-C receiver and you'll be able to use the M2s just fine. So it really is a universally compatible system. That's one of the things that I love about this. No matter what recording equipment I might be out and about with, I know that I can hook the M2s up to it and get the fantastic quality audio that this system is able to offer. Speaking of which, I want to give you some examples now as to just what sort of a difference this can make over and above the internal mics, for example, of your phone. One thing I want to stress as well is that all of the tests I'm going to give you, I'm purposefully not going to be doing any kind of post-editing or processing on those samples. So every audio sample you're about to hear is directly from the mic I'm recording, whether that's the internal mic of my phone or the M2s itself. So here I am now doing an audio test with my Samsung S24 Ultra with the internal microphone of my actual phone. So this is not with the Lark M2s. Okay, I have the receiver right here. So this is just how the audio will sound if I'm using my phone to record without any external mic. So let's plug this in now and see what sort of difference it's going to make. And now I am recording audio through the Lark M2s. So what sort of difference does this make? This is with noise cancellation turned off. There's quite a lot of building work around, so there's probably a lot of noise coming through. But is the audio quality substantially improved over what it was when I was just recording directly through my phone's internal mic? And now I have noise cancellation turned on with the Lark M2s. Has this blocked out a lot of that background noise? How clearly is my voice still coming through the audio transmission? So this is with the Lark M2s and with noise cancellation. How does this audio sound in comparison to those other tests? And here's an indoor test of the Lark M2s so that you can hear the different acoustics here and how they come into play, because you do tend to obviously get a little bit more echo and rebound when you are recording indoors. So for those of you where this is relevant, this is how the mic sounds when indoors. And now I'm going to do a little bit of a range test, have a walk down the field, see if you can still hear me. Even though I don't need to do this for my type of videos that I make, I know some of you do, and having that extra range is really important. And now that I'm right towards the bottom of the field here, there's a good bit of distance. I'm hoping to still have a good connection. How does this sound? This is the range test with the Lark M2s. And I think you'll agree with me that the straight out of the box default settings mic quality of the M2s is absolutely phenomenal. In fact, to my ears, it's probably the best mic quality I've ever heard from a wireless mini mic system. But since I did mention that this receiver also works with the Osmo Pocket 3, I thought I'd record an audio test for you with this camera as well. So here's an audio test of the internal mic of my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So how does this sound? It's actually got a pretty decent internal mic, but obviously there's still a few feet distance between me and it, so that is going to lose a little bit of the quality. But how does this sound? And now I am using the Lark M2s with my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera. So does this make a substantial difference? I suspect that it will, because this is actually a fantastic microphone. So how does this test sound in comparison? And also included are a couple of these dead cats or wind blockers, wind muffs, whatever you call them nowadays. So yeah, you get one for each transmitter, which is helpful to have. And it is actually a little windy at the moment, so I thought I'd test out the dead cat here and see if it actually makes a bit of a difference. It should do, because these things do help just to take some of the, you know, that horrendous sound you get when you have wind over a microphone. This should minimise that effect. Now it will increase the profile a little bit as you're using it, but obviously the better audio that you're going to get is going to make the world of difference, and this little bit of additional size here is definitely worth it. But the other thing I love about this system is the transmitters. I've not really spoken about these yet because I wanted to make sure to dedicate a whole section to them. First off, the actual how you fit these to yourself is really unique. A lot of mic systems now are going for the magnetic approach, which works well, but it comes with its own issues. I'll tell you what, the amount of times I've lost the little magnetic clips that they come with and I've had to hunt around for them. But with this, that isn't going to happen because they've opted for this clip system. And it's actually really powerful. Once this clips over your collar, it is very sturdy, it is going to stay there. And it's super low profile as well, with the actual mic being put into the smaller part of the transmitter here. So once this is in place, it's barely even noticeable. Now we do get the button on the side, which serves a couple of purposes, but the main thing there is that it's going to enable and disable the noise cancellation. When noise cancellation is enabled, the LED will turn green so that you can see what state you are in. There is no port on here for a separate lavalier mic. Not surprised by that at all. The whole point is that you are using these transmitters. They're very low profile. And as you saw from those tests, the audio quality is really second to none. But overall, I would say that the Hollyland Lark M2s is, at least up until this point, my favourite mini wireless mic system that I've ever tested. Primarily because the audio quality just sounds so professional, and you don't even need to do any work on that audio for it to sound that way. But the other thing I really like about this system is just the convenience of it. Being able to plug the USB-C receiver directly into my phone and then just clipping a transmitter over myself and I'm good to start recording. I couldn't ask for anything easier, and it stops anything from going wrong. I've used mic systems in the past where you have to turn them on with the power button. I would often forget to do that and then find out I recorded no audio. No nightmare situations are going to happen with the Lark M2s because it does all of the work for you. Simply popping things in and out of the charging case here will turn them on and off automatically, and of course with everything stored you can charge everything all at once with the single USB port on the back. So definitely a fantastic mic system and definitely stands out amongst the competition in my opinion. What do you think of the Lark M2s? Please do let me know, and I'll see you next time.